Hey everybody, happy Valentine's Day. Welcome back to the Manny and Sean Experience. Today we have a great, fantastic, entertaining, parental advisory,
Not made for children.
not made for children episode for you. So sit back, relax, and get ready to have some fun.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Manny and Sean Experience. I'm Manny.
And I'm Sean.
And we bring you a curated weekly podcast right here.
Okay, what are you doing?
How are things in your neck of the woods?
Things are good. It's been a good week. I'm glad we're at the end of the week,
As we usually are.
as we usually are. But no, I'm doing really good. I'm in good spirits. I'm excited for today's episode. How are you doing?
I am excited for this episode. I don't know how messy it's going to get, and that's what really, truly excites me about the possibilities.
We haven't really told them what the episode is.
That's good.
Okay.
Keeping you on your toes. If you've been watching our social, you would know that this is our Valentine's Day episode.
That's what I said in the beginning.
Yes, that's what we did. So today, class, we're going to talk about sex
Okay. And relationship
and relationships.
and other things.
So thanks to all of you who submitted your wonderful questions. We're going to have a panel of guests today because, we don't have all the answers all the time. Today we have Kelsey with us and we have Corey with us, who are love relationship experts. As
No, they're not.
okay, I gave them that unofficial title for today.
We have our friends Kelsey and Corey with us to just give us a different perspective on some of the questions that you guys asked because, yes, we are a gay couple, but, not everyone that listens to this podcast is gay. So, some of the questions don't pertain to us or our experiences, but
Or it's good to provide that other view that's
Yes.
non-gay.
right. And also a female. So let's get into the mixtape.
Let's get into the mixtape because it's going to be spicy. Parental advisory is encouraged.
All right, y'all, let's go to the mixtape.
Get in the mix.
You're in the mix.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back to the mixtape. We have two very special guests with us today for our relationship episode. Please welcome Kelsey and Corey. Applause.
Insert the applause here.
Applause. A round of applause.
Don't start. So we're going to answer the anonymous questions
Yes.
that we got from you guys. And they are going to be here to help us out from different perspectives. We got you a straight angle. We got you a single situation-ish angle.
To be determined.
And we got you a couple angles. So
I like that.
we got all the
TBD
bases
angle.
covered. A TBD
TBD
angle.
angle. Yeah, because you guys are tired of hearing our responses. So
Right.
Let's get somebody else to respond.
Okay.
So we have 4 categories. We're going to tell people. We have 4 categories: sex questions, relationship questions, the advice column, and then the others. And we got a lot of questions that said, "I want to be your friend," but it's anonymous, so I don't know how to be your friend. So it is what it
Well,
is.
it takes a year anyway, from what I've heard. So
Right.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
All
got a long road ahead of them.
365 days. All right, where do you want to start? Should we start soft? Wait.
That's usually how it starts, right?
You got to work your way up, right?
All right,
It usually starts
we're
pretty soft,
not
and
gonna get
then
through this
I'm
hour.
just
Drake, Drake. Anyways, let's start with a.
you said Drake. It wasn't even
Wasn't he swinging around?
Yeah.
I didn't see the video.
It wasn't.
exactly.
Oh.
It wasn't. It was pretty. It was pretty soft. It was the beginning of the.
Oh, we were starting.
Okay.
I
Anyway.
avoided it, so
All right, so we'll start with. What do you want to start with?
You said relationship question, didn't you?
Let's do this. Let's do an easy one, I think. How do you feel about long distance relationships? I probably shouldn't have started with that one. That's...
Oh,
I got a lot to say
Okay.
on this.
so long distance relationships. Seeing that I am currently in one, I'm gonna say I don't have an issue with it. It can be a little challenging at times though, because sometimes you like want that intimacy and you can't have it because they're hundreds of miles away. You gotta book a trip or plane ride, car ride. I mean, I don't have an issue with them as long as like you have boundaries set. You I don't know. You have an understanding. There's trust there.
Okay, that's good answer.
What about you,
I
Kelsey?
think it depends on how it starts, right? Like, if you're in a relationship, I've been in a couple situations where I started dating someone who never lived in the same place as I wouldn't call it a relationship, but it's a really difficult thing. You have, to your point, you have to have those boundaries, you have to have that open line of communication. And if you started in a long distance spot, like the cards are kind of stacked against you. It's unfortunate that that's the way it is. I think it is in this day and age a lot easier than it ever has been, but it doesn't make it easy. You're constantly getting on flights or getting in a car or hotels or whatever it may be. It's an added cost that you may not think about, and it's really difficult. I'm not against it.
And expensive.
Yeah, I'm not against it, but I think both parties have to really want it for it to work, because otherwise, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard.
Agreed. I don't know that I could do a long distance relationship. I I feel like I'm the type of person that I need my person here with me. Again, I'm not against them. It's just I don't think it's for me.
Me,
They got to be real special.
I
I feel
think
like
it
there's got to be
can.
something
You
that's
can
like
work.
so amazing about that
You
person
can,
to make it worth it.
yeah,
True.
yeah. I like that because like if I'm just putting in time traveling and traveling, and I don't think this person is like worth it, and they're not reciprocating the energy, then no, I don't want to be in a long distance relationship. I'm not against them, but they. Well, at this point, I don't have a choice. But I think they can work. But there's definitely a lot of boundaries and a lot of like communication, and it needs to go both ways. Because if I'm the one doing all the traveling, you ain't gonna see me again.
I mean, it depends. If they're paying for my ticket, then
Oh well, that's a whole different story.
You say that it is, but then like it almost creates an imbalance of power, right? If someone's constantly paying for you to fly up there and see them, because this is a situation that I've been in, I almost felt like in the instance it was like I owed them things. I owed my time to them. I
Right.
owed them my attention. I owed them because they were constantly paying for me to go and do. And I don't know. I personally didn't like that. It didn't feel equal.
That's a good point. Like,
Yeah, and I think if someone keeps paying for me to go places or come places, I feel like I'm almost being like, I won't say trafficked. it's like I'm buying you a plane ticket to come and see me. Then it's like, I feel like Pretty Woman. Or something.
I think
Yeah,
that's a good
and
point.
then it's. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kelsey.
I think it is a bit like that, and then I think it puts a lot of pressure on the front end because you have to define the relationship. I feel pretty early on because it's not easy to date long distance, just casually date. And so then you start thinking about the future, and it's like, okay, who's going to move if we get to that point? And if you have someone that's constantly paying for your stuff and bringing you up to where they are, it's almost like that pressure then is on you to be the person that makes that life change. And again, it's just an unfair
Right.
balance of power to me. And it's really hard to date that way for, I think, a lot of people.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was a good point. It does seem good at first, where you're like, yeah, you're gonna pay for me, but you do have a good point where it's like by the third time you're like, okay, I feel like I have to be producing more time, more energy, because you're paying for everything, and I can't really. You kind of are the captain of the relationship at that point. So the first time it's cute, the second time it's not cute anymore.
The second time? So you'll let them buy it for the first time they fly you out.
I'm buying the second one, all right?
The first time you fly me out, it's like, oh, you can brag about it. Like, oh, I got food.
Right?
Yeah. Then it's like, nah, I'm gonna pay.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't know if I got the PTO for this.
Exactly.
That
I
part.
really want to spend my time flying all the way up there. Like,
Right.
All right.
What did we just do? Relationship
We just did an advice.
and advice. All right, we'll just move to the sex questions because like there's 5 of them.
get spicy.
Oh, she said a key word.
Oh, so you want to do that one?
We'll do
Okay.
that one.
So how do you spice things up when it gets a little dry?
Okay, well,
Put a little lube
I
on
mean,
it.
I think this depends on the person. And like what your level of spice is. I mean, what someone considers like dry and boring may be completely different to another relationship.
That's true. I feel like you need to know that person's boundaries, but also what they're comfortable with. So that you can try to push them a little bit out of their comfort zone.
yeah, because I like pushing boundaries. Over fun.
Oh, okay, Corey.
Yeah, I'm just.
I mean,
I've
I think okay, I'm gonna take this from like a dry spell kind of frame, right? Like maybe you've been with your partner for like 2 years, kind of thing. I think it's really just investing that time back into the relationship. So it's trying to connect on levels, like putting your phone down. Just put the fucking phone down. Like it's such a simple thing to do, but like when you're both laying in bed and you're facing the other way on your phones, like nothing's gonna happen out of that. So put the phone down, and I think really just start spending quality time together. And I think that's the first step you have to do with anything.
Right. I feel like a lot of dry spells come out of complacency, or like you just get into a rut and you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. So like maybe it's like something simple as just start dating again. Like you come home and you say, "Hey, go get dressed. I'm taking you out tonight," or "We got plans this weekend. We didn't, but now we do. I'm going to take you out to do something." Just small, simple things like just dating.
Who is this Corey?
Fall in love again.
It's the softer side of
I
Corey.
told you I took shots.
I like that though. Definitely, yeah.
I think, yeah, because as a woman, I want to be like wined and dined to a point. And if I'm constantly planning the date or constantly making the plans, like I kind of feel a little bit neglected, and I may not be as excited about spicing things up as I would otherwise, personally.
Good answers. Good answers.
I love those. We picked the right two.
What about role play?
Well, I mean,
Opinions.
what kind of role playing? No, it's fine.
I mean, there's all kinds of
Hey,
role
you
playing.
know?
I mean,
I mean, I can be a doctor.
Ooh.
You can be the patient.
The classic.
that's classic.
The classic, you know, the classic. Let's keep it simple.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. What were you saying?
No, for us, like, it's almost 20 years now. That's like, whew, Jesus.
The eye roll.
Yeah. So, all right. So how do you keep it spicy?
I think we've done a little of what you guys have hinted on, like sometimes we're like, let's go out to eat instead of doing the whole Uber Eats. Like, let's go out, let's go have a drink, let's go walk along the river walk. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
No.
Yeah.
In the
Like
bed,
playing doctor.
Right. I mean, we could do that too, but
I mean, I don't have to play doctor because he is a doctor.
I see you.
maybe he has to be careful with that. Yeah. And what about you?
What? I thought I answered the question.
You did?
I thought I did.
Oh. Did you answer?
Next question.
So we're done with the spicy question. I mean, you could also incorporate sex toys. Those are always fun.
Or other people.
Or other people.
Or
Oh my gosh, do you remember Christmas that year?
Huh?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Remember the Christmas
Yeah.
party that year? And then we all decided to go to the sex store and buy sex toys
Yes.
as gifts and exchange them.
I kind
We
of
did.
love that
That was
idea.
fun.
It was fun.
I've used them too.
I forgot what you got.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I got what did I get? I got this little. It was a little roly thingy. It was like spiky.
Oh.
It was like it looked kind of like a.
Oh, I got one of those too.
go-kart.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
one of those too.
You
Yeah.
did? Yeah, well, I got one that had like multiple wheels on it,
Oh.
and then somebody else gave me their sleeve. I guess they didn't want it. So
Okay.
I got two.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
some of my
yeah.
friends are wet blankets, and they just wouldn't.
Wet blankets.
You know how the straights can be.
They wouldn't do it? You said they wouldn't do it?
I don't know. I just feel like there's some times in life where you love your friends so much, but I don't ever want to think about them that way.
Fair
And
enough.
so it's like you know it probably happens. We're
I mean,
adults.
I thought it was fun. I feel like we
I
should
feel
do it,
like-
the next Christmas party we do this.
I feel like the gays are a little bit more free when it comes to that stuff. Like,
Well, it depends.
okay, it does. But I mean, it's not uncommon for friends to send friends nudes.
Got it.
I don't know if that happens in the straight world. Maybe it does.
I've never
I
gotten
mean-
any news.
It does, but like it is kind of like I have a friend that does that. It's like passes them through me before they go to who they're actually supposed to go to. But like that's rare. That doesn't really happen all that often.
I did that last night. As a
Oh my-
I mean, Shannon, I'm a really open individual, so I'm just like, yeah, send it my way.
I'm
But
checking my Snapchat right now, Corey.
You know it's not on there. You know I don't do social media like that. I barely know what's going on in the world. The only reason I knew about Drake is because my best friend asked me.
All right. I think we beat that one to the death. Relationship. We're moving to the relationship question category. What do you think is the biggest cause of disconnect in a relationship? Oh my God, my rubber band.
This is probably the answer that everybody always says, and it always gets beat to death. And because it's probably the truest, is communication and breakdown of communication.
That's the right answer.
I mean, it has to be. If you're not communicating, you're not talking and expressing yourself, your feelings to your partner. Unless they're Miss Cleo, they read minds. Well, she was a fraud, so I guess that's not a good example. But,
I mean, I think that's true, but I would almost take it a bit further, and it's for me to be more of almost like a commitment to misunderstanding. So even when your partner is trying to communicate with you, and you're not hearing them for what they're saying, you're listening to answer rather than listening to listen. Because I can communicate till I'm blue in the face, but if you don't want to hear me or you don't want to make any changes or anything that I'm asking,
yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a great point, Kelsey. I think before therapy, I think
we love therapy.
I wasn't the
Love it.
perfect communicator. Yeah, I would say things, but I expected him to formulate the words I was saying and be like, figure out what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah,
You expected me to read your
Future
mind.
thought.
pretty much. Yeah. And it's funny because people are like, oh, that's so simple communication. It can't just be that. And it really is. Like, all the root of our challenges have been lack of communication, miscommunication, and misunderstanding.
Pretty much.
And the misunderstanding came because of the miscommunication.
Pretty much.
Right. And I feel like different people have different definitions of what communication is. They all think it's just you talking to each other, but it's not all about just talking to each other. Like, there's ways of communicating that's not about talking. There's ways of communicating it's like body touch, or leaving gifts or notes or things. Like, communication is it's a vast idea of thought. Like, it's not just about talking. It's not just like saying, like Manny saying, Sean, I want you to lock the door, or you forgot to walk the dog. Like, it can be as simple as I left. Like, he just leaves you a cupcake on the counter in the morning as you leave to go to work, and you're like, oh, that's sweet.
Well, it's thoughtfulness, I think. Thoughtfulness of being thoughtful with your partner, right? Like, making sure that you understand them and the way that they communicate, and also understanding when and when not to communicate. Sometimes people need time and space to like process their emotions, and if you're constantly coming at someone that needs that time and space, they're not going to be open to communication. So just knowing when it's appropriate.
All right, so this is
Welcome to the circus.
this one's a little serious.
Oh.
This comes from the advice column.
Good
The
Lord.
question reads, I am sexually attracted to my girlfriend, but I don't think I love her. The sex keeps me coming back. What should I do? Should I leave?
Okay, trash, first of all. That's so messed up. I'm sorry. Your listeners are going to hate me, whoever has submitted. That's so messed up. If you don't love her, let her go. That's so messed up. Like, okay. Sex is only going to take you so far in a relationship. Like, we're all going to get old and wrinkly one day. And let that girl find someone who loves her for everything that she has, because otherwise you're just stringing that poor thing along.
Yep.
I agree.
Same.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
agree.
I don't think we need to say much else.
I don't know.
Well, and then
There's nothing I can say.
I'll leave it with this caveat. If the sex is that good with someone you don't particularly love, imagine how good it's going to be with the person that you are actually in love with.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely drop that. Like, sex is sex. The emotions that person's going through, like, you're going to break up with her and they're going to have to go through all that healing and blah, blah, blah. You might as well just do it now instead of the person getting more and more and more attached to you. And then you're just going for sex. That's, yeah.
Like, if you don't love someone, I know that people do this.
That's
all
just
the
a
time.
friends with benefits.
But yeah, it's just that's all it is. And if she was cool with that, but let her make that decision, I don't feel like you should string someone along like that.
Well, and being a woman, like, typically, not always, but typically women need that emotional connection. And so if she's in a relationship with you, if you are her boyfriend and or girlfriend, like, she probably has an emotional connection. And if you don't have that same emotional connection, like, you're just doing her a disservice.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
So whoever submitted
Move
that,
on.
do the right
Cut her loose.
thing. Do the right thing for the both of you.
Yep.
All right. Let's go back to another sex question. What's the best time of day to have sex?
Ooh.
There's that.
I mean, I don't think there's a best time of day.
When there's no distractions, when you got nothing else to do, maybe. So it's like, it's not like a wham, bam, hurry up and done.
Right.
Something where you can take your time.
But I mean, sometimes that's good too.
Yeah, I mean, if it's in the morning before work, maybe you got to wham bam and thank you, ma'am. But I don't know.
But make sure you shower because nobody wants you to come to work smelling like that.
That's my thing. You got to be clean before we have sex. So usually that's at night.
And after.
Exactly.
And after. I've not gone back to a situationship after like we've had sex and they didn't shower afterwards, and I was like, that's a problem.
We have very different opinions on this. Sometimes you're just tired. Like, it's the end of the night. You might be a little drunk. Like, I'm not getting my whole ass in the shower. That's a morning problem.
Okay, if you're
Future
tired and
healthy
drunk and it's the middle of the night, fine, sure. But like if we bust it open in the morning before work and afterwards you're like, I'm just gonna put my clothes on and
Okay.
go down the
No.
stairs and head out for the day.
Very different instance. That's okay. We're talking about very different things. But like, if it's fucking midnight, like I'm tired. I'm rolling the fuck over. I'm going to sleep. It's a future me problem. I dated a guy that was like really, really clean like that, where it was like before, shower after, shower in the middle, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Like in the middle, like hold on, hold that position, be right back.
It's between rounds, between round 1 and 2.
Right. Okay, so missionary pause. I gotta go shower for doggy, then I'll be back.
Oh,
I mean, it felt like that. God, hopefully my mother never finds this.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that find this out.
After a while, you just give up and you're like, whoever hears it.
Oh, man, it's-
When I post it on my
Here we go.
Instagram, my
I'm
mom's
an
gonna be
adult.
like,
You know,
healthy.
it's like after 30 plus years, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we all are grown adults.
we're
you
all
know?
adults.
We're adults.
Are we?
I like to think I am. I definitely don't act like one.
They really know what's going on.
Sometimes I don't feel like I'm an adult, though. Sometimes I don't feel like an adult. I just feel like I don't know. I heard.
Gotta find the adultier adult.
I need to.
Do you want to pick one?
Alright.
I've been trying to erase them, so
Oh, okay.
you're welcome.
We're gonna jump away from sex. Let's go to other.
Ooh.
Oh, what is your love language? That's an easy one. Mine is definitely quality time.
Oh, you're just gonna
And-
jump in first?
Yeah, I
Okay, go ahead,
asked the
girl.
question. So,
Take that quality time, Ron.
All right, Oprah.
quality time.
That's kind of
And-
racist. I'm sorry.
What is the other one? What is the touch one?
How?
Whatever the touch one is.
Physical
That
touch.
one. Yeah.
Physical touch?
And physical touch.
Yeah. I took that stupid test and it told me it was physical touch, but I think that's a lie. 'Cause I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure.
But hold on, there's a difference.
I'm gonna say it's quality time.
Do you like to be touched by your partner? Because
Except during sex.
that was mine, and it shocked me because I was like, I'm not into physical touch. I don't like to be touched. I don't like to be hugged. I don't like any of that. But I think it's because that I hold it in such a high regard when I'm in a relationship that I don't want just random people hugging. For personally, like I just
Maybe that's what it is.
it's
Because I hug my friends.
yeah, it's just so important that it's like if you're just doling out all this physical touch, it kind of like I guess cheapens it for me.
Yeah.
That's a
It sounds
I guess
really
okay.
bad,
I guess
but-
that makes sense. Then fine. I guess I'm physical touch too. Then
that's a good point because I dated somebody who was consistently like hand holding, hand in the car, at the movies, and I don't really like touch, but it goes back to what you said, Kelsey. Like it's sometimes there's too much touching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like let's make the touch special. I really have a bad lisp today with this thing. It's a new pair of aligners.
You got your retainers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like and even then, mine was. I think it was touch too, and I don't really like to be touched either.
He doesn't.
Right.
Like
Yeah, so that's
I'm like,
mine.
it's not
And
my
then
thing.
I don't know. I think quality time too, or sometimes words of affirmation. I got a little bit of a praise thing going on there.
My second one was words of affirmation.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that I don't read into it a lot because I'm
I think
taking that
it's
stupid test. I've
important.
taken that test so many times, and it always it's like physical touch, and then it's like words of affirmation. But I'm like, I don't know, because I don't have to be praised. I don't care what people think of me. I don't like to be touched. But maybe it is what you said, Kelsey. Maybe it's more of a it has to be that certain person or that
Yeah,
certain situation.
and I think too, it
I
depends.
guess,
Like
guess I just said that. Maybe.
I think it's important to a point. For example, like I have a zero on gift giving. So when people buy me gifts, like it does really nothing for me. So if someone was constantly showing me their love and gift giving, where I'm coming home every day and there's like just copious amounts of things, that's not going to make me feel any more loved than other things.
Right.
But that doesn't mean like it's kind of one of those things. Like it only goes so far. I think you have to kind of do a little bit of all of it. You should be spending quality time with your partner. You should be telling them that you love them.
Right.
You should like it's they we kind of need them all.
That's true.
Right. I think that's where I'm at. It's more of it has to be a combination of everything. Like I don't want one specific thing focused on more than the other.
Yeah, definitely a good balance. I like a good balance. But I really like
Yeah.
words of affirmation.
I need to step up my words of affirmation.
Got a little
man.
praise
You
cake.
is kind. You is smart. You is important.
Look what I did today.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Right.
you. All right. Back to the advice column we go.
Oh, Lord.
I'm wanting to tell my family I am seeing the same sex, but I know 100% they will not support me. What should I do?
Personal story time. I feel like there comes a point in time when you kind of have to draw the line with your family, and you have to reach a point where you stop living for them and start living for yourself. Because yeah, you love your family, you grew up with them, you want to well, most people want to include them in their lives. I know everybody's situation is different. But if it comes down to the person that you love and them not accepting them or you for who you're dating, then you kind of have to be like, well, then you don't accept me. And that is what it is. And you won't see me. If so-and-so dies, I might show up at the funeral. I don't know. But this is who I am. This exactly. Because you really going to be, ooh, child. But, right.
You're really gonna be hurt now. How dare you come here with that person? Well, look, you already knew what time it is.
Right. But yeah, I just like, if this is truly the person that you love and this is the person that makes you happy and the person that you want to be with, fuck everybody else.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You-
Same. I feel that.
I think if you're
Because
in
at
a
the end of the
place
day,
to do
you're the
that,
person that has to live your life. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
as long as you're in a place to do that, I do understand. I feel like there are a lot of people out there that either are still dependent on their parents or that just can't do that right now.
That's true.
Which that's a really shitty place, I'm assuming, to be. I will say that I have wonderful parents, wonderful family, that I would never ever be in that situation. But I can't even imagine what that would feel like, as if you had those feelings and then you couldn't tell them because you still either lived at home or you were financially dependent, or that's such a crappy feeling.
It is. It's terrible. And I always think about with that situation, it's more so like, how does this affect you? Like, as my parent, how does who I'm sleeping with affect you? Like, rather I choose to sleep with a man or a woman, you're still with the person you chose to be with. You're still, laying down in your bed at night next to who you want to. So how does who I do it with, how does it affect you?
Right.
Shouldn't matter, but
It
People are
shouldn't.
shitty.
And I know, but for some people, it matters, and a lot of that goes back to like their childhood or religion, because for some reason people are still tied to the fact that you have to be with this person because the Bible says, or religion says, or I don't believe in Adam and Eve and the whole thing. Like it's all about conditioning. Like humans have just been as a species. Like it's just like everything has been ingrained from the beginning, and it's hard to break those curses and those beliefs. It's tragic.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, to the person that submitted, if you're watching, as Kelsey said, if you're in a place that you can say fuck it, then say fuck it, because your family's either going to come around or not come around. If you're not in a place where you can say fuck it,
Right.
it's a difficult position to be in, because where are you going to go? So I would say explore what you can do to maybe establish maybe somewhere you can stay if the parents don't.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a safe space with your friends.
Definitely establish a safe place before you do it.
Is that the person who wanted to be our friend?
I'm not sure. We got that question like 12 times.
Well, if it's that, if that's the person that wants to be someone's friend, we can let's try and talk to
Yeah,
them.
hit us in the DMs on the
'Cause it sounds
hit,
like
hit us in the DMs on Instagram or Twitter. We'll see how we can support.
Not in my DMs, because I probably won't.
Yeah,
see it for a
definitely
month.
do the podcast one. Corey will come back in December. Oh, bro, sorry.
Like, oh, yo, what's up? How you doing?
Do you ever get that situation? Do you ever get that handled?
Right.
All right, where are we? All right, we'll go back to sex.
Why not?
Okay, there's only 3 questions to pick from. What's your thoughts on a foursome? We've jumped all the way to 4.
Wow, we just skipped 3 and went to 4.
Fuck yeah, if everyone's consenting adults. That's my everyone wants to be part of it, why the fuck not?
The more the merrier.
I mean, I've done it.
Okay, tell us about it. Go ahead.
Was this a positive?
It was a lot of moving parts.
I'm sure.
It was a lot. I mean, yes, a lot of moving, but there was just a lot going on, because it's like you're trying to focus on your partner, but then there's also another couple that's focused on themselves, and then let's switch, and then you're like swinging it. I don't think I would again, but it was. I can say that I've done it. I was also really. Yeah, I can take it off the list, but I was also really like it was. Yeah. So it started. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how it started out. So it started out with me and one of my close friends. We went drinking, and so after we finished, like I don't know, we were downtown drinking. We were like bar hopping, and then we went somewhere close to the college, and we were drinking there too. So we left there, and at the time I was talking to this guy, and drunk texts. Sometimes they don't end well. That night it did. So I reached out and I was like, "Hey, yo, what you doing? You know, that WYD late at night. Everybody
You up?
Right.
You up?
YUD at 12
Like,
o'clock
yeah.
at night.
I was like, "Hey, what you want?" No, it was later. It was like.
Oh, that's a
2:30.
straight up let's fuck
Like, I should-
text.
You're damn right. You're damn right it was, because I was ready. So, so I hit him up, and he came and picked me up, and he was like, "Hey, my frat brother's in town with his partner," and I was like, "Oh, cool." He was like, "Yo, we're all hanging out at the house. You want to come over?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" Because at that time I was like, "Yo, we gonna go over, but we gonna keep on going straight to the room," and we did.
I mean, as I would expect
And then they
at 2
came
o'clock in the
in,
morning.
And they exactly right. So the frat brother knocked on the door, And I guess he asked like if because he got up and went to the door. I guess he asked if it was okay for them to do whatever they were doing in the living room. So they started, and then we were in the room, and then I don't quite remember how, but we all ended up in the living room, and
It was a lot.
there was a lot. Yeah, I was like, this drunk text didn't. I did not expect this.
You got more than you bargained
But-
for that night.
Boy, you don't even know.
There's a lot of lube.
Just tell you, it was not as much as you would think.
Oh Lord, it was the sweat. It was all the sweat.
Not the
There was
sweat.
a lot of something else.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to put a
There was a lot of
parental on
something
this one.
And probably, yeah. This is not.
Not for kids.
This is
So
a grown up pod.
I feel like this is a different question when it comes to straight or not, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, because as Sean kind of said earlier, typically straight people are a little bit, typically, not always, they're a little more reserved, a little bit more,
Prude.
Prude.
Yeah, prude. That's a good one too. I think it depends on like the partners you have going into it, right? Like if there's 4 people all single, like maybe probably a little less boundaries are set. Things aren't maybe talked about ahead of time. But if you have 4 people that maybe 2 are in the relationship and the other 2 are in relationships or not, like it's just a whole different dynamic depending on who the partners are and
Yeah.
what kind of level of communication. I can't speak for a foursome. I have never had one, but I have had a threesome. And I remember going into it being like, this is either going to be real awkward afterwards, or it's going to be, we're going to just be like, oh, we did it, and we're moving on with the day. And it ended up being the latter. But I even had to say, I was like, just because this has happened doesn't mean this can happen with that person again without me. Like, I had to set those boundaries
Absolutely.
because that was something that I just wasn't okay with. But I mean, again, if you are, I think it goes back to communication. If you have a really good line of communication with the people that you're engaging with, and they're all consenting adults, and fuck it, who cares?
All right.
It's fun.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, I've had a threesome also with another story. So there's this guy that I was talking to or dating, however you want to put it, and we were hooking up a lot. And there was always this picture of this guy in his apartment, and I always asked, he was like, "Oh, it's just my friend. That's just my friend." And so one night his friend was there, and so we all ended up hooking up. We did.
Hold on, like a framed photograph of this man by himself?
No, they were always like they were together and with groups of people.
Okay.
It was like so it wasn't
I
suspect.
thought it was
right?
like he had like an altar set up on the wall.
No. It was just like just like pictures, like normal pictures of like you and your friends would do.
Got it.
And
Got it. We're on the same page.
And
Thinking
so
like, y'all remember Hey Arnold, where like what's her name?
Helga had
Olga,
the
yes,
chewing gum thing in the. Oh
yes.
my gosh!
That's my brain where it went. I was like, that should have been your first red flag.
I got a pair of Hey Arnold socks on right now.
Oh my God.
But no. So yeah, we hooked up a couple times. And then me, him, and the friend. And then I found out through a mutual friend that we had that it was not his friend, it was actually his boyfriend. And I was like, oh, I thought I was his boyfriend. So turns out that the friend was not a friend, the friend was a boyfriend. And yeah. So needless to say, that ended. But I've had a threesome.
That's so shady. Like, so he was dating both of you guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so shady.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? This was
That takes some cojones.
It does. He had some, but it was in. Yeah. It was a time. It was fun. I mean, if I was like homeboy from the question earlier, I
Until
probably
you
would
got
still
the
do it 'cause
details?
The sex was great. Huh?
Okay.
Until I got the what?
The details.
The details
Oh yeah,
of
until I
what
got
was
the
going
details.
on.
Yeah.
People are shady.
They are. They are.
Wow.
Very.
I don't
That
like
was-
to be lied to. So, like, if you've been real upfront, who knows? Maybe. I'm a progressive person.
That's some shit though, because like you said, he didn't even give you the chance to make a decision. He just made the decision for you, which I feel like
Right.
that's
Well, yeah,
I hate that.
and see the other boyfriend was also in the dark, which is weird because I'm like, well, you got a
Oh.
dude here at your house having sex with you and your boyfriend, and you're not questioning the situation. Yeah,
Yikes.
but what did happen is me and the boyfriend became friends after. So
What a twist.
that's
When you talk,
Yeah.
so how are you guys friends? While we were fucking the same person. Crazy story. Someone with his pants
So
down.
funny story. So his boyfriend was my boyfriend at the same time, and now we're besties.
Okay, we're gonna move on because
Okay.
we're going down a slope here.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna need you to draw that tree of like connection.
Oh man, let me tell you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we're only going to do a couple more because I don't know how long this laptop is going to last. Let's do. How do you feel about open relationships, and how do you think people manage to navigate them?
You don't.
I have never been in an open relationship, knowingly. I mean, who knows? I could be in one right now. Let's just be honest. But I don't know how I feel about open relationships. I mean, as long as there's communications and boundaries drawn, I feel like they can be a thing. But like, it's tough because you really have to have your shit together to be in an open relationship. Like, because a lot of people take that title as like open relationship and just think that it's an opportunity just to go out and do whatever with whoever, have sex with whoever whenever they want. But I think it has to be deeper than that. Like, Kelsey, you got good stuff. What you got?
I mean, I once asked my boyfriend for an open relationship and didn't get it. So turns out I just wasn't happy in having sex with him, so I probably should have just broken up with him. But yeah, and so I don't know. I think it takes a special kind of person to be able to navigate that, a special kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not necessarily against them, but to your point, I think it takes a lot of communication and a lot of boundaries.
Right.
And you really got to like. I don't know at this point in my life if people are truly supposed to be with one person for the rest of their life, in the sense of like, I think if that's not the life that you live, that happens. Plenty of people get divorced, break up, kind of thing. So if you love and respect the person that you're with, and that could keep your relationship together, and you're both okay with it, maybe. I mean,
Give her this, Kelsey. Oh,
I say you both choose the person.
where I've seen it be successful is like the man, the woman, they bring in what I guess a lot of people call unicorns into the relationship. But again, I think it's a lot of trust, boundaries, communication, and I don't think it's for everyone. I think it's a really hard thing to tackle. If you can do it, more power to you, and if that's what makes you happy, by all means. But it's a tough subject. You got to have really, really strong
I would agree.
self-worth, and like you really got to know yourself and understand that it's not about my partner necessarily not liking me, but more about them wanting additional experiences, which is
I think that's
hard.
a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I
That
think
probably-
there's
that
people
probably
that
ties
just
back
have
to-
a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it probably ties back to that question of how to spice things up. Like, add another person will certainly spice some things up.
You
Yeah.
talk about it ahead of time.
Make sure you got
Yeah,
a
good
therapist.
communication. And a
That
therapist.
too.
yeah.
That helps.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so I'm not gonna push our luck anymore.
Okay,
I'm really not. So we have enough questions to do like a part 2 to this. It just depends on how much we get out of this without the computer fucking us up. But I want to thank our guests, Kelsey and Corey, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
this
Thank
has
you
been
for having
fun.
Yeah.
So y'all would come back for part 2.
me.
100%.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Because we have like buku questions. So
All right, let's do it. So I got lots of stories. Let me tell you.
Story
We
time with
learned.
Corey.
I have lived. I know we've been friends for how long?
I know, right?
And you said I took too long to answer your text message.
You know, we don't have to just start asking him questions.
Yeah. Give him a drink and ask questions.
Right.
No, that's our other friend. Manny knows.
This was fun. Thank you all for being truthful and I hope truthful, but really putting yourself out there and answering the questions.
Look, I got receipts.
Yes. Thank y'all for joining us on this episode. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone that listens to this on Valentine's Day. If you're your own Valentine, that's good as well. We practice self-care here.
Go buy you a steak or seafood, whatever.
Sure, whatever your pleasure
Vegetarian.
is.
I don't know.
Manny, I had
And
a
if you're
golden facial
questioning-
today, so self-care all day.
I was gonna say, if you're questioning if you're someone's Valentine, at this point you're probably not. So take yourself out.
That's very
That
true.
is also true.
That's very
Yep.
true.
Just ask them. Ask them so you can stop thinking about it, okay?
Yeah, just
Because it's
straight.
too late.
Exactly.
And Mr. Sir with the girl who's, you just trying to get some from. I feel like you gotta get, yeah.
Just leave her alone. Leave it alone.
Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Like,
Let her find a Valentine.
let her find a
good one.
proper Valentine or a
Yeah.
rebound Valentine. Something.
Those are good too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
A
know.
good rebound ain't never hurt nobody.
So we didn't get through all of your questions this time, but our guests have said that they are willing to come back. So look forward to a future episode with Kelsey and Corey. Maybe some other people we'll see, and hopefully we'll have a better laptop by then.
I can loan you my iPad if you need.
Right. I'll send you the link on Amazon for the one I got. It's
Walmart special.
But thank you guys again for joining us for this episode. You can find us on all the places, MASXP23, right behind us. Okay.
Looks like I'm trying to finger something. I just can't find it.
yeah, poor Stitch.
Forget that.
Don't do that to Oh, Lord.
This
Anyway.
has been a mess.
It
and
has
I
been a
love
mess.
every second of it.
But y'all love the mess, and that's why y'all come here. So, as we like to say here to end the show, do something good for yourself.
And then do something good for somebody else.
All right.
Or yourself because it's Valentine's Day.
That too. That part.
I'm going to go
All right.
buy my own chocolate. Goodbye.
You got your chocolate next to you.
Corey.
Okay.
Let me get my peanut butter and rub some peanut butter on the chocolate.
All right, we're done. We're out.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, bye.